Hey, welcome to the shop on my garage. I'm going to show you how to take off the front tire. So for this job, you're going to need some simple tools. You're going to need a 10mm wrench, 19mm socket or wrench, and I think this is a 13mm wrench. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the brake calipers. To remove your brake caliper, there's two bolts that goes through the front forks and into the caliper. So you're going to take these two off. You're going to need what's called a 12-point socket or a 12-point wrench. I don't have a 12-point socket, so I'm using a wrench. And these are the 10mm bolts. All right, once you got both bolts off, you're going to work this caliper off. You got to be careful so you don't hit the fender. And now I'm going to take mechanics wire. I'm going to tie this off to the side so it don't hit the fender and it's out of the way. All right, let's go do the other side. Same thing, mechanics wire. Just to hold it out of the way for now. All right, now that you got the brake calipers out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and take this nut off first. It's a 19mm. Lock washer, flat washer. Don't mix these up, all right? Make sure they stay in the same order. You put them back in the same order. Let's go to the other side. All right, on the here is gonna be two bolts. And they're both 13mm. Just gonna loosen those. And again, it shouldn't be that tight. Same thing, flat washer goes on first, lock washer second, and then your nut. Keep them in the same order. Make sure they go back the same order you took them off. And then the cap comes off. All right, you want to put the cap in the same way it came off, because if you put it on the opposite way, it won't quite match up with the fork. So make sure it goes back on the same way it came off. I like to just put everything in order, that way you know first, blah blah blah. All right, that's just how I do it. On these wheels you have two spaces. You got one on this side and one on the opposite side. Don't mix these spaces up. You want to keep them in the same side that they came off of, because they are different sizes. All right, this wheel is almost ready to come out. I'm going to take a big screwdriver, stick it through these holes here, and this shaft should move freely. Now I'm going to use this as a handle to slide this out while I'm holding the tire at the same time. Expect that it's going to be pretty heavy. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the rotors off. When the tire comes back, I'm going to go ahead and just clean up the aluminum and stuff like that. All right, what I'm going to do here before I take this rotor off, I'm going to mark it. So I taped a little painter's tape here, and I marked it left side. I'm also going to mark the exact position that it was in on the wheel itself, so it goes back on the same way. Now it's just a matter of loosening those bolts. Now some of these discs are already marked. Like you can see here, this one says left on it. You don't have to do the tape if it's already marked, but if you want to, I like to tape it. That way I don't miss that. I might forget or something like that. You can see it's not completely worn out, but you can see right here, she's starting to crack. See that crack right there? Yeah, I don't trust these tires anymore. I'm gonna go and take it to the shop. Get back and I'll show you guys how to put it all back together.